Hi everyone, this is your maths class for Monday. So what we're going to do is just keep going in the workbook that we finished from where we finished for the last class. Remember everyone, we finished on page 155 in the workbook. So if everyone can go to that, just so you can remember what we did last time. This was creating your own bar chart with its axis break. And I remember some of you, when you did your chart, your bar chart, that you made your axis break. That was good, but you didn't think about maybe how far you should space each one. Okay, so make sure you use all of it, but don't make it too big or too small, the difference between each numbers, if you know what I mean. Okay. All right, let's go to page 157, and this time we're just going to be learning about grouped bar charts, 157. So I'll just move my screen to page 157. Am I on the right page? Yes. So I'm on 158 there now. So on page 158, you can see an example of a grouped bar chart. So what a grouped bar chart does is it gives you more than one type of data. As you can see with this one, we have 2 years, 2016 and 2017 in the year, and all the different information you can get from that. Notice that this has also an axis break. The first number is from 0 to 1000, and then they're at intervals of 500 for each one. All right, so what I want you to do now, after having looking at that, see if you can complete the questions on page 159. So these are the questions on 159. I want you to do them now, but I'll keep talking while you're doing that, and obviously if you've not finished, just pause the video and finish page 159 now. Okay, once you've done page 159, we'll look a little bit further ahead. We'll skip ahead a little bit to page 161. On page 161, we're talking about line graphs now. So these are a little bit different. Instead of using a coloured block, we're just doing a line for each point. Works exactly the same way, except now we're just doing a line. So in this example on page 161, you can see that there's the weight in tonnes at the top. Always remember to put a title at the top. Look at the very top of the page. It says family rice production from 2007 to 2011. So that's what the whole graph is about. On the left side is the weight in tonnes, and you can see that from 0 all the way to 30, and the year at the bottom. Make sure you label everything, okay? All right, again, more work for you to do on page 162. See if you can answer the questions underneath the line graph. There's 4 questions there, and you can pause this video now and finish that page for me. Once you finish that page, we'll talk about page 164. So what we're doing now is we're going to make our own line graph. Excuse me. And as you can see, same thing as before with the bar graphs, but with a line graph, you're just connecting the dots for each data with a line. Excuse me, I need some water. So, yes, you can see the title at the top called Number of Eggs Used by a Bakery in 1 Week. The eggs used is on the left-hand side. The axis break goes from 0 to 200, and then each 50 after that. And that fits in nicely with the data. And then the days at the bottom from Sunday through to Saturday. So, again, what I want you to do is complete page 165, making your own line graph. You can see the data at the top. And the title, that line that you can see, number of houses sold by a property developer, that's what you should put in the title, and then do your line graph on page 165. You can pause the video now. Okay, and moving along, we'll skip 166 and 167. They're just making more line graphs. And we'll go quickly to probability. Now, probability, it's a big word, but it just means the chances of something. Okay, it's like when you roll the dice, what are the chances? So let's have a look closely at this page. It says, think about what happens in your everyday life. Some events will certainly happen, some may or may not happen, and some will certainly not happen. So look at the situation on page 168. For the first example, it says there are 6 yellow handkerchiefs. Handkerchiefs are like a cloth tissue in a bag. What is the chance that you will grab a yellow handkerchief if you grab one for the bag without looking, and why? And the answer, you will grab a yellow handkerchief because there are only yellow handkerchiefs in the bag. Okay, so that's the only thing you can do. If there are only yellow in the bag, you can only grab yellow. That's your answer. Look at the second example. There are 10 green beads and 5 pink beads. Beads are like little balls, okay, in a jar. What is the chance that you can grab a green bead if you grab one from the jar without looking, and why? Now notice the difference in the answer. It says you may grab a green bead. When we're with the yellow handkerchiefs, it says you will grab a yellow handkerchief. So the difference is will and may. May means you may or may not. So it's lower than 100%, but it's not 0%. Okay, so anywhere between 1% and 99% chance that you'll grab the green beads, because there are 5 pink beads in there as well. That's why. And the third example is that you'll see there are 7 blue pencils and 3 red pencils in a box. What is the chance that you will grab a green pencil if you grab one from the box without looking, and why? And now look at this answer. It is impossible to grab a green pencil because there are only blue and red pencils in the box. So when you're doing this work, look at those 3 examples of the answer, and that's the type of words you have to use. You just have to change what we're talking about, whether it's handkerchiefs or beads or pencils, okay? And the colour, if there's a colour there. So the last example means there's 0% chance that you can grab a green pencil when there are only blue and red in the box. Okay, I hope everyone understands that. What I want you to do now is the last part of your work is to complete page 169. So there's 2 bits of work for you to do, number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is talking about yellow jelly and 3 green jellies in a packet. Okay, answer those questions. Use the same words from 168, and the same with number 2, talking about fruit juices. Okay, so look at those questions, use the same words that you see in the answer on page 168. All right, and that should do us for this class. And I hope everyone finishes this work. It's very important that you do this work, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.